What is up, guys? Void Gear Vanitas back again, and this time around I'm doing a little bit of a beginner's guide to new players that want to play Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And just to sum it up, Kingdom Hearts is a phone game or tablet game that is on iOS and Android, where you can play before the events of Kingdom Hearts and enjoy a little bit of a backstory to everything. So yeah, so at the start of the game, you will basically have a character that you will make, and then you will be able to pick a union. And with the union, you want to pick Vulpes, and the reason why is because every week they get tallied up of how much Lux each union gets, and the top union actually gets a lot of benefits and rewards for it. And Vulpes is always the number one group, or number one union, so you want to make sure you are a part of Vulpes when you start out the game. Now, you can always check your stats and your game, like everything that you do in the game, up here on the top left with the like player card, stat card, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, you can see your Nova level, you can see your HP, your strength, your defense, your solo ranking, PvE, PvP, your name's up here, your party, which is right here. I'll get into that. Of course, that's your message you put. That's your character. This is the setup for this Keyblade, which I never use this Keyblade unless I have to. So you can change your name and message right here. See, my name's Vanitas, and that's my message. And you can change your playstyle, so you can have the Pacific time and what times you play the most. And if you are a hardcore or casual player, and you can change your outfits. That's something I will be getting into as well. Also, you can change your that's my spirit. You can change your titles, which is the picture changes to whatever picture you want from each title. So I got One Winged and Champion right here, and that's my nameplate. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to Lux. Now Lux up here is basically your XP. Now with the XP in this game, it really doesn't do much with your stats, or it's not like a regular leveling up system like any other game. What it does is basically just brings your level up, and it shows how much Lux you've basically built. But it does help your group get further in the leaderboards with their amount of Lux that they got. So it's basically your XP, but after you get to 300, 350, you will actually get jewels for leveling up. So from 350 on, you will actually get jewels. So I advise you to actually level up, just so you can start getting jewels for leveling up. So right there, the yellow bar is your AP bar. What AP is you have to spend AP to do quest. Now, you see I have 198. Starting out, you won't have 198. You will actually have like a really small amount. And when you go to do your quest, which right here, none of this would be unlocked for you, but story, it'll say right here, AP, how much AP you need to do this story. And if I do this, it'll take 10 away from that, and the recover 1 AP gives you a time limit, and you can recover it all if you spend jewels. But I wouldn't do that. I would just wait it out and keep playing, because jewels are something that you really need. So now I'm going to explain what jewels are, which are these up here. Well, not that shit, but these. That's jewels. So I'm going to go to shop. Now jewels are your mainstream currency in Union Cross. I advise you, and I'm going to go into depth with these banners. I advise you, do not purchase small deal. Don't even purchase the top drawer deal anymore. Don't, anything that isn't 3,000 jewels, do not purchase. The reason why is because the only reason why you would pull from the top drawer is for that Kyrie and Shion on the far right of the red bubble. And that actually got replaced with the new Supernova Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie. So right now you would want to try to get this medal before you get any of these medals. You don't want to pull from these at all. I can't stress that enough. You need to spend at least 3,000 jewels to get something good. Plus you get 10 medals that are actually worth having. So keep that in mind. Now, each one of these banners have, like, this one will say guaranteed in 5. Well, not 5 tries. It is 10 tries, but I pulled 5 out of the 10 tries. This is my second time pulling for this banner, so I already got her. But over here at the bottom, she's not guaranteed. So what we call that is a mercy banner. So this is a mercy banner. So it'll give you a medal within a certain amount of draws. Down here, it's not a mercy banner. And the reason why you have mercy banner and then the regular banner is because they're Union Cross is doing this new thing where if you are VIP, they're going to start giving us mercy banners for things that aren't mercied, which is cool because I'm always VIP, but it's kind of crappy if you're not going to be VIP. So it's like a way for them to make money for you to get guaranteed medals. It works out for me, but a lot of people like to play this free to play. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you definitely pull from something that is 3,000 jewels and nothing less than that, because you're going to be losing jewels at that point. But when you start out the game, I'll go back to quest. When you start the game, you are basically going to be starting your missions, and you're not going to be this far, but each mission has objectives, and you want to meet each criteria that they're asking you to do. Like, they're all different. So this one says defeat a target enemy in 1 turn, inflict a certain amount of damage, defeat a certain heartless, and they'll give you these rewards, which are avatar coins up here, and this should be like a mithril shard. So as much of them as you do, you're going to stack up on coins and different materials that you need. Go back to home. Now, since I was talking about jewels earlier today, you might get random things in your present box, which is right down here. So mine's empty, of course. It doesn't have like anything showing that there's anything there. But we have these things called Cheerthy minis that are actually questions that Union Cross ask people on Twitter, and if a certain amount of people meet the standards of, or if a certain amount of people answer it right, they give us jewels in return. So it's usually 200 jewels, which it's basically free 200 jewels, so we're lucky we can get that. But also the present box holds stuff like when they do updates, they give us jewels for not being able to play for a certain amount of time, and also when they do certain things, they give away free jewels. Like, and I'm not talking about like here's 500 jewels, here's like 200. I'm talking about like 10,000 jewels, and we just got 10,000 jewels like last week, I believe, just for the new update and the just for the new update and not being able to play for hours. It was like a big update that we had. So 3.1.0 is the new update, so hopefully this video will hold you off until they update the game again. Now, you can also earn materials in this game. So if you go to shop, you'll see this thing called sell materials. Now, I advise you not to sell any of these materials because there's no point to, because the only thing you get is money. The real in-game currency is jewels. So there's no point of selling the stuff that you can use for upgrading your Keyblades and stuff for money, because you really don't spend money on anything basically in this game. Like, and you stack so much money up, it's no point to. So keep that in mind. Don't sell any of that. You may need it in the future. Just don't sell it. So I'm going to talk about the metal capacity as well. So when you have your metals, you see metal list right here. Okay, I have a bunch of metals. You're not going to have as many slots as I am starting out. So slots are up here. I have 1,055 out of 1,105. You're going to have a lot less of slots when you first start out the game. You can either sell your metals that you don't use or don't need or just really weak. You can sell them up here at this tab, or you can actually go back to shop. You can actually increase storage, but increasing storage, you'd have to spend 100 jewels to get 5 slots, and 100 jewels is a lot of jewels just to get 5 slots. But if that's your only thing you can do, like especially if you're wanting to pull for a banner like a mercy banner that's either a 5 mercy or even a 10 mercy, you're going to need a lot of slots. So sometimes this is a lot easier to do without you having to sell metals and go through your metals and figure out what you need. And yeah, so basically make sure you have enough jewels to take care of yourself before you buy this, but you would probably have to eventually to increase your storage. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is actually avatar boards. So earlier I did talk about the avatar coins. Now these avatar coins give you, you spend a certain amount to unlock these things. Now, these little nodes. Now, these nodes, a lot of people like to just spend them on the first 3, but here in the case it will be the first 4 because we had this. So you have cost, AP, cost, HP. Now each one is different, you know. They would have like a certain way of putting them out there. So some might start out with AP or HP or whatever and go on. But some people just like to skip the actual items, which is the costume itself, and then just get these. Because what this does is this brings down your cost on your on the Keyblade. This actually brings up your AP up here, so you have more AP to spend and play the game. And this actually brings up your HP, so you can have more health. So let's see, this increases max HP by 20. So keep that in mind. But there is also actual avatar boards that you can actually spend your jewels on, which you're probably thinking, well, you just said don't spend your jewels on anything but 3,000 banners. Well, don't listen to that, okay? These are actually really good to spend on. Now you have to just look at what you're buying though. So underneath there's a little detail tab. Check the details, scroll down, and you can see what what you have here. And then each one of these not banners, avatar boards actually have skills on it. You want to look at the skills. So you have like a skill perk, you have attack boosts, you have all kinds of skill things you could put on your medals. It also comes with 10 SIDs, not 10 SIDs, but a level 10 SID, a Chip and Dale. Now SIDs actually bring your cost on a medal down, and Chip and Dales will actually bring your medal, make your medal stronger, as in like better strength and also better defense. You have magic mirrors and magic brooms, which I'll explain a little bit later, but all of these right now have the same exact setup, just different skill perks and little titles. But make sure you check out like the different banners, because this one has a attack boost 8 max, 7 max, and gauge 0, and defense boost 6. Now gauge 0 means you're spending 0 gauges, which I'll get into the depth of that later on in the video as well. But if you just love the way a certain avatar looks, you know, the costume, go ahead and buy it. I mean, if you want to dress up, you know, be fancy, be fancy. That's how you play the game. If you're having fun doing it, do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to talk about medal cost a little bit for you guys. I'm going to go to the medal list and explain what the medal cost is. I'll go to my top medal right now, or Sephiroth. Let's go to Sephiroth. So my cost is right here, and this is how much you're going to need to have on your Keyblade in order, well, not your Keyblade in general, but you need more than this to use this medal. But I use SIDS, which brought it down 20 right here, so I'm only spending 26 technically of the cost to put it on a Keyblade. And up here is the strength. That little 1000 is my chips, and the defense is the Dales, and that's basically added on to this number. So my strength is actually 1566, and my defense is actually 17694. Okay, I'm gonna get into, I have a little list right in front of me trying to explain everything. Alright, so I'm going to explain the Keyblades and leveling up for you guys. So if you go to equipment, you will see your Keyblades right here. So you have a number of Keyblades. Mine is actually, my favorite one is actually the Moogle of Glory right here. That's my favorite one. But for raids, I actually use the Starlight Keyblade, which is right here. And there's reasons why, because each one of these have certain setups that you can use. Some are just for certain types of Keyblades, but it doesn't mean you're limited to using them types of medals on that Keyblade. So what you want to do with leveling up your Keyblade, early on in the game, like I said, you'll earn like Mithril Shards, but you'll also earn Mithril Stones and Orichalcum, which are earned in Quest. And what you do is when you level it up, it'll tell you how much you need. But my Keyblades are leveled up so much that I don't need them anymore. I need these Power Gems, Magic Gems, which will be needed later on in order to level up your Keyblades even further. So make sure you do your quest and do the objectives in the quest so you can get the shards, and make sure you open up chests and everything in quest, because that actually helps you get items as well. Sorry, I have like a cough. I don't know why I have a cough, but I do. So the gems and everything can be earned. They're a little bit slower than the Mithril Shards or Calcum and all that, but I can show you like certain things that we have to get more gems. So if you are a VIP, you get this VIP quest that is get all 3 gems times 2. So you get 2 power, 2 speed, and 2 magic medals. And then once a month, well, not once a month, but throughout the month, you're also able to get gems through this monthly gem quest, and you get a certain amount of gems doing that as well. So keep that in mind once you get your Keyblades leveled up to a certain point. Okay, so now I'm going to explain how Keyblades are unlocked through quest and Proud Quest. So when you start out your game, you will have a certain Keyblade, or a certain set of Keyblades, and throughout the quest itself, after you get to certain quest, you will unlock Keyblades. But I'm really far, I unlocked all the Keyblades, so just note that when you do all of these quests, make sure you hit them all up, because you will eventually unlock more Keyblades. And there are specific Keyblades that you can get just doing Proud Mode, which is basically harder because they basically... See, I can't use any of these medals. I can bring them in, but I can't use their special attack. And it tells you have to use this specific Keyblade. When you're not playing that, though, and you're playing standard mode, you're actually able to use whatever Keyblade setup you want to do. They don't limit you to that, but there sometimes are objectives that ask you to do a certain thing. So keep that in mind as well. And at the bottom of... Let me see if I can find this, because I'm trying to figure out where to show this. I guess it would be medals. Let me go to medals. Okay. Maybe it's not medals. Equipment. Let's go to equipment. Yep, equipment. So right here, if you see this right there, that is a little image. This doesn't mean anything, but it doesn't do anything, but it does mean something important. So if you look at it, you see the red is overlapping the green is overlapping the blue, and the blue is overlapping the red, the little triangle. Now the red is power, the green is speed, and the blue is magic. What this is basically telling you is that power overrides speed. Speed overrides magic, and magic overrides power. So speed's basically stronger than magic, but power is actually stronger than speed. So it just goes in a loop like that. So that is an important image that a lot of new people won't realize what that actually is, but it is important because it's just a reminder of what it does. So if you have like an enemy that is a magic based enemy, you want to really attack it with a speed based Keyblade. So it'll do the maximum amount of damage that you can get, because it's weaker to that other than the power, because magic is better than power. It just depends on your Keyblade setup as well, and what kind of medals you do have. Now, I'm going to tell you about some setups. So, if you look at a setup here, I'm going to swap medals just to show you. And this is what your medals will look like on the side when you're putting medals into a Keyblade itself. See that I pulled this off? That shows that it's supposed to be, you see the blue gem and the little gold down there? The gold means this is upright. It wants an upright medal and a magic medal. So you want this, because right here at the bottom corner of that medal is this blue image saying that it is a magic medal. You don't have to put this on this Keyblade, but it's going to get more of a bonus. You see this little blue arrow right there? Right there. That little blue arrow means it's going to get like a bonus because you're putting that type of medal on there. Now this is a power medal, but it's not a reverse medal. The little dark gem, little moon gem looking thing, that actually means it wants a darker, like a dark medal, which this would be. This is actually a reverse medal because it has like that dark metal look to it. So that's actually important to know as well, because they all have different things. And this is a buff medal, like a buffer medal, and it'll give you the stats and everything here, but sometimes they do better stats for upright medals, and sometimes the stats are different for reverse medals. So always keep that in mind as well. Make sure you're looking at your stats to make sure you're getting the best outcome for your slots of your Keyblade. Now, talking about slots, lately they brought in this new mechanic. It's not new, but it's fairly new, which is sub-slots. And what you need to do is whenever you have a 7-star medal, you could put it in sub slots, but they ask you, they tell you what they need in that slot. So this needed a power, this needed an upright power, this needed an fuck. I'm this is magic. This is magic, upright magic. This is a upright power. But this is asking you for a upright magic. This one only says it needs to be magic. This needs to be power. This needs to be a reversed power. This is magic, and so on. So when you see green, that would want a speed. But this is actually a reversed power for... And once you get all of these full, you get a certain amount of multiplier right there, and it actually helps your build better, and it's more efficient when you have a full equipped slots. So make sure you are doing this as well. Don't overlook this tab. This is actually a very important tab right here. And now I want to tell you guys about joining a group or a party. So joining a group in a party helps you a lot, because what it does is it lets you share medals and actually have medals that are being shared as well. So what this does is when you have a really good medal, you can share it with people, and you could take the medal like this one. This is the one I'm sharing right here. This is my favorite medal, so I'm sharing it, and it's pretty powerful. And that means at the end of their Keyblade slot, they can use my medal. And then Envy, which is our group leader, he is sharing his Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku EX Plus, and his is really strong as well. And he's sharing it with us. So if I decided to go into a quest or match or anything, I can literally use one of my group's medals, and it can help me complete a quest. And this is very important for new players, because new players don't have the best medals. So if you join a group that actually has a good medal that you can storm through quests with, definitely do so. Make sure when you do join a group, they have a really good medal that you can use to just storm through quest, because that is very, very important with starting out in Union Cross. Now each medal has gauges, and gauges are, I'm trying to think of where, right here, required gauges. So you are going to need this amount of gauge to use its special attack. And right here is where your skills will be set. And skills, actually, like this has attack boost 7 max and gauge 0. That means I'm using 0 gauges, so this 6 doesn't mean anything. But you should always, like earlier, make sure you are updated with the latest skills. But the skills you want have to be max, because you're not getting the full potential of the skill if it's not max. This is guaranteed to be an attack boost 7 every time I make a hit. If you don't, it only does it randomly, and it's not a promised skill. But we have plenty of skills on this. Like, you have attack boost, you have defense boost, which, let me go to my medals and I can explain to you guys. So this has an attack boost 7 max on it. This actually has an attack boost 8 max, but it doesn't have gauge 0, but it's okay because I have 0 gauges anyway, so it doesn't need to be anything but just attack boost. This is what you call a copy medal. Copy medals are very, very important in this game, and they don't get replaced. A lot of attacking medals get replaced really easily, but with copy medals, just make sure when you see the medal, it says unleashes the same special attack as the next medal. So that basically is a copy medal. That will copy anything in front. You also have reversed copy medals as well, and some copy backwards, some copy forwards. You just want to make sure you know which one you're using, and always try to get copy medals as much as you can, because they are helpful with making a boost with PvP and the quests themselves. They really help out a lot. Okay, this has a Lux Plus, 7 max and Lux Plus, so it gives me more XP with the 7 max. This actually has a defense boost 4 max, which helps a lot for PvP, and I will get into that as well. And there's other skills, like you have stuff to help poison an enemy, that help makes the person go to sleep, but them skills are mainly towards PvP players. This one actually is a second chance. This is actually a decent medal, not a decent medal, but a decent skill to put on, especially if you get it early on in your playthrough, because you're going to be dying a lot more because you don't have great medals, but it'll give you an extra life basically. So it's just like second chance in Kingdom Hearts, the actual games. So, but you have all these different types of skills, which are basically set up with these medals down here. So Scrooge medals, these are all skills right here. So to see, this one has second chance. That's no attack boost 2. You don't want like anything but max though. Make sure that whatever you're using is max. And if you get gauge 0 and stuff like that, that does help out a lot. But make sure you get a max skill. That's definitely a #1 priority you need to do. Alright, so I'm going to do a little test for you guys. I'm going to show you guys the fighting and how to fight in the game. So let's go to quest. And I'm going to just go to... I'm just going to go to special. I'm going to do something short. So let's do this the new VIP banner. Alright. And then I'm gonna see, these are the shared medals that I talked about earlier. And I'm borrowing moons. Okay. Now, you control your character with your finger. You just walk around and grab stuff. I like to grab everything first before I do stuff. Now look. You can tap an enemy and attack that enemy like completely solely, or you can swipe and it'll attack all the enemies. But you can also, like this will attack all the enemies. I might have to do this again for you guys, because there's another mechanic I want to show you as well. And these are the items you get for like rewards for beating a quest. So I'm gonna start it again, and I'm gonna do it a different way. Alright, so now I'm going to just tap the medal, and you see the little hand swiping up. You swipe it up, and this does your special attack. Now what I do to make things a lot quicker on my end, I actually, there's a little button that's right here on the screen. Okay? When you, that little auto button that shows up, when you tap that, it automatically just uses the special attack on every medal. So you don't even have to really mess with the medals at all. You don't have to mess with the screen except for walking around and doing your stuff there. So I explained how you get your rewards after doing these. And looking at this list though, and let me show you one more time something else, because I don't think I put this on my list of things that you want to make sure. So this medal and this medal is actually this one and this one. They're both Supernova medals, and what that does is it has another mechanic in the game. Basically, they added mechanics to the game like not too long ago. Now I'm gonna take this auto off so I can show you how that works as well. Okay, so instead of attacking, there's a tab up here, right here, that actually shows you what Supernova skills you have. Now you can scroll down and pick one that you want to use. So right now I'll just use this one, and I basically use that Supernova skill. And these Supernova medals are definitely a game-breaking thing that's going on right now. So you can use that, and also we have up here we have this, which is like the original Nova skill that we had, and that does damage, but it does not do anywhere near the damage of these medals, any of these medals. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit on the VIP. The VIP. So, with the VIP, now this does cost actual money, but there are benefits of actually doing VIP. So, what happens is if you go to shop, every Monday they'll tell you, hey, buy the weekly Jewel Extravaganza. That's basically buying VIP. Right here it says I have 4 days left. All draws are until Sunday because I have VIP. Now, with VIP, you actually unlock stuff in your specials. So if you're playing without VIP, you can see you can only do this on Tuesday, you can do this on Thursday, you can do this on Wednesday, this is on Monday, this is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But this is the thing, if you buy VIP, these are all unlocked all week. You don't have to be limited to certain days to do certain things. Plus, with VIP, you also get a medal and 1,400 jewels with this banner. But they also give you 3,000 jewels for buying VIP. So every time you buy VIP, you're basically making 4,400 jewels just from VIP, which does help you because you're getting a little bit more than just one pull for a 3,000 banner. So that's also good. You also get, right now they got these magic brooms and magic mirrors. This is always here, so this is also really good to have as well, because you need these to do certain things. And you get the gem boards, which the gem boards are nice too because that helps you upgrade your Keyblade. And you get golden ticket for right now. I don't know if this is going to be a definite thing from now on with VIP, but this is the first time I've ever seen a gold ticket in VIP, which is awesome because you're basically getting a free gold ticket. Now, tickets are basically fairy star tickets. So if you go to shop, we got this thing called fairy star tickets. Now, they evolve medals from 1 to 3, 4 to 8, and 5 to 8. The best is 8, obviously, and what they do is each one of these each one of the medals have a special attack bonus on it. So if I go to medal list and I sort it at special attack, right? The highest is 8. So each one of these fairy star tickets actually gives you each one of these fairy star tickets actually give you a number on it. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 8 7s. You need a certain amount. So if it's an 8, if it's a special attack bonus of 8 on a medal, you are going to need 5 of these 8 star, not 8 star, but level 8 fairy medals to actually put into a medal and upgrade it to 7 star, because that is the only way to upgrade a medal to 7 star at this moment. So they're running with this fairy star tickets. So yeah, so the only thing you can do is play PvP and buy VIP to get tickets so that you can upgrade your older medals to 7 star. But right now, if you're starting out, you probably don't even need fairy star tickets, because most of the time you're going to get 7 stars eventually in banners anyway. But if you do get some nice 6 star medals, you can upgrade them with fairy star tickets as well. So each medal has their little attack bonus right here, like their Nova bonus. And what you do is, if you need to upgrade that to get to the maximum level, which this one is 150 right there, you can go down to, when you get them, you can use either a trait medal, which will give it a chance to go up, or the same medal. And the trait medal actually gives you skills on your medals. So if you use these mirrors, it'll bring that number that I was explaining up. So it'll bring, I'm trying to go all the way to the top. Okay, so it'll bring this number up. Once it's maximum, you can actually upgrade this to a 7 star, which this is already 7 stars. Now, if you see this tab down here, you can put traits on this. So this does another 1000 strength, and this does damage of rage, sleep resist. The best ones to have, and I can show you because I have it on this. This is a great build for this. This gives me 2 extra gauges, extra attack bonus, which basically you can use the medal twice, which is awesome. Like, this is the number one thing you want right here. The second thing you want is strength, and then defense. These are the number one things you need. Max gauge is not too much, but it's helpful. But these are exactly what you need. So when you're rolling traits, which are the gray medals down here, I gotta go all the way through my medals, back up and down, up and down. So when you use these medals, you only put them into the medals that they're for. So I would use this medal for the Shion, the actual Shion medal, to get traits for her, and so forth. So you can also bring that, we have basically little bubbles right here. That actually helps you bring this number up a lot too, but it's randomized. So it'll say this will be able to upgrade this number to, I don't know, 50 to 100, and it'll just hit one of the numbers in the middle. And then if you have like close to enough, you can use mirrors to bring it up to what it needs. So we have Mickey and brooms to explain. So if you have these Mickeys right here, which you'll earn eventually, you can upgrade them by adding these brooms, and that will upgrade them to this. And that's what you put into the medals to fill up them little yellow bubbles in order to get your special attack bonus skill up. Once you get your stuff squared away with that, and you're further enough to actually unlock it, we have Colosseum, which is down here. Colosseum is basically, well, you can play PvP in this, but PvE is actually something that is really cool to do. Um, I don't know what point I'm at in this, but with PvP, you can actually just fight enemies and earn, you can earn stuff from doing this. So this is basically, it lasts usually a month long, so they'll start it off at the beginning of the month where you can play, and then what you do is you earn like skills, and well, not skills, but you earn like different items that you can use. And then if you are like a top rank, you actually do earn skills later on, basically testing out the next set of skills that are supposed to be released. But I don't think they are maxed skills. I never actually got further. These all have boards on it, so usually when you have like raid events and Colosseum events, basically you have coins that you earn, and then you spend them in the board for that. So shit. So this is the main enemy here. I'm just gonna finish him off so you guys can see. See, even though I have really strong builds, the enemies do get strong enough to the point where it's harder to beat them, which is all good, you know. Okay. And then you just keep moving up and moving up and moving up. Getting to the top of Colosseum isn't really a big deal to me, but it does help a lot of people that want to test out, you know, the later skills and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you, okay, right here on the side you have your ranking, so you'll see where I'm ranking at, which it shouldn't be too high, to be honest. So yeah, I'm 22,056. I don't play it too often. Colosseum, I just get what the you know, the items are in the board, because you have Colosseum boards down here. You got tier rewards. If you get to a certain amount of tiers, you get the, like Mickey and Broom, you get a moon gem. You get, you know, of course you get the coins and more brooms and SIDS, and these are basically money medals. You sell these and just get money. Other than that, that's what they're really basically for. Very important to do this because the moon gem. The moon gem helps you upgrade basically the proud mode Keyblades. So make sure you do these just to get these moon gems. And the Colosseum board. So you'll get boards that you can purchase, like hairstyles, and then of course you get the SIDS and you get Chippendales. When Chippendales, of course, are important because you bring your defense and your strength up on your medals. Just make sure you're using them on the right medals, your strong medals. That's what you want to do it on. And let's see what's next. Union Cross. Let's talk about Union Cross. Alright, so back to Quest. Now Union Cross is really cool because Union Cross is actually multiplayer. You can play with all these different people. So all these people down here are actually in this game. If I join right now, if I press begin, select my Keyblade and play, I'm playing with these people. Now there's no actual voice chat in this. You can always play with your group. So if you play, you can begin with party. You can get your buddies in your group in here. You guys can also be on Discord and just talking on Discord, and you're good to go. What is cool is that with Union Cross, they give you these little items. So basically, up here, another board. There's your cross board. I didn't do much of this yet this week. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I'll probably give you guys a video on it. See, I can get these Olaf puppets or pets or whatever for, you know, your shoulder. And then you can get these items in the board as well. So it's very simple. You can start, when you start playing Union Cross, you can just unlock all kinds of stuff and just play around with it. It's really fun. Sometimes it's cheesy because people spam the hell out of the enemies, but if you play with your own group, you should be completely fine. Now, you saw that was Olaf on there. It was like a winter event. Is because we are actually in events, and most of the time they give you event banners like the special attack challenge, the raid event. Raid event is basically this is a weekly raid event, but the weekly raid event usually is like certain times. So see, the event is currently unavailable. That's because I have to do it at 2 a.m., 8 a.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., 1 hour intervals. So you get 1 hour every so many hours to do a raid event until the weekend. The weekends actually give you unlimited raid bosses. You can play all day just defeating raid bosses, and that helps you get lux so you can get to the high levels, so you can start earning jewels for leveling up. Special attack challenge, these all give you items. Like this gives you mirrors, this gives you the gems you need to upgrade your Keyblades. This is like a challenge banner. Training stage. This is another one that I think I explained earlier, where you can get your gems for leveling up your Keyblade. And these are like power quest and speed magic quest, and they give you sun gems to help you level up your Keyblades once they get to a certain limit as well. Now, I'm going to talk about PvP a little bit. Now, PvP, that's where the stress kind of comes into playing Unicross. And the thing is that this is basically the only way that you can actually get tickets besides buying VIP. That's like basically the only way you can get tickets. So right now I'm ranked 2000, which is actually really good. Like, it's really good for to be below 5,000. It's really good. Of course, when you do it, you get these, like, after so many times of playing PvP, you get tickets. These bronze tickets don't mean anything. The only thing that you use them for is to upgrade smaller non-usable metals so that you can fill up sub slots for your Keyblade. So if you're starting out, that actually is good to fill out your sub slots. So you might actually need the bronze tickets in the beginning. But other than that, I don't have any more tries for the day. That's how many tries. Now, if you are not VIP, you have 5 daily tries. If you are VIP, you have 10. And a lot of times 10 is tedious and it's long for me to get through it because of work and everything, but it's good to have them extra tries just in case you're struggling trying to get up in the higher ranks. And what they do is you can set up your Keyblades here, and they change. Sometimes it's 1 Keyblade, sometimes it's 3 Keyblades. I've never seen 2 Keyblades, I've only seen 1 and 3. And they give you can set them up a certain way, but you can't reuse a metal. So say I have this metal, this Keyblade, and I use this metal in that Keyblade. I have 2 of these metals, so I can do that, but I only have 1 Kyrie. I cannot use that Kyrie in this sub slot because I'm already using her in this sub slot. So you can only use 1 metal that you own unless you have 2 of them. You can't like use it twice. So keep that in mind as well if you want to start playing PvP. It does get hectic. If you're starting out Unicross, I advise you not to play PvP because they can get really seriously trashy on PvP. But don't let it make you run away from Unicross. It's a really good game. Just try to avoid PvP until you get stronger medals. And also, before I go, because that's basically everything I want to explain to you guys, before I go, make sure that you back up your game. You can back up your game on Facebook right here, okay? That's where you want to back it up. You need to back up this game because if anything happens to your phone, if you switch phones, you need to have your game backed up to Facebook. I don't have Facebook. Well, I have it now because of this game. But if you don't have a Facebook, make a Facebook just so you can back up this game, because if you lose all of your stuff, you basically lose everything that you've earned, and it sucks. I would not want to do that. So yeah, make sure you back up the game so you don't lose anything, because once you lose the stuff, it's hard to get any of it back because it's all randomized stuff. And before I go, I do want to say that I am doing a giveaway on my channel. That giveaway is actually a $60 currency, basically, for PlayStation Network, so that the winner can buy Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PlayStation digitally. But all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed. Comment down below that you're subscribed and you want to be a part of the giveaway. And also comment down below if this video actually helped you in any sort of way. And also share the video so that it can be spread around. I want to make sure this kind of helps most of the new players out there. And yeah, so all you gotta do to be entered to win $60 of PlayStation Network is just subscribe, and also follow my Twitter, which is VoidGearVanitas as well, because if you do win, that means I can send you the codes over on Twitter. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys are interested in joining the Wayfinders, once you do get to a rank A or B, you guys can, and here is the information for that. Alright guys, so if you play Kingdom Hearts Unicross and are rank A or B players, we're going to give you a huge opportunity. I'm a part of a group in Unicross called the Wayfinders. We are a hardcore Unicross group that dedicates the time needed to move up in the leaderboards. But don't worry, we know that a lot of people have lives and do work, so we don't need you on every moment of the day. But as long as you can do raids, activate your daily Lux boost, and communicate with us through our beautifully designed Discord, and I mean that, it's very beautiful when I go on Discord, then you have what it takes to be one of our qualifying Keyblade wielders. If you have what it takes, then shoot a message down in the comments and we can get you started. You can also follow our Instagram by searching kh.wayfinders, and you can follow me directly on Twitter by searching VoidGearVanitas. You can hit us up on either of those as well to get into our Unicross group. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't already to help our channel grow its very own Kingdom Hearts Union. And hit the bell icon so you see when we upload new content. This is VoidGearVanitas. I'm out, and let your hearts be your guiding keys.